Hey there, everybody. So, I am back with my Filter Queen Majestic Triple Crown. I've had this machine probably since January, February. Well, no, it wouldn't have been January. Since probably February, March time. And I had never owned a Filter Queen before, never used one, never seen one in person or anything like that. And I just kind of decided to pick one up. And there was a woman who was moving to California, and she had one that she was trying to get rid of. She put it on there for $80, and it now lives with me. So she was the original owner of the vacuum. She bought it in the late 90s, I believe, and I don't know exactly where she got it from, but she told me that she had just recently bought a Dyson and it was easier for her to use because she's getting older and everything, because Filter Queens are not lightweight. They are, I believe this portion may be made out of metal. Not too sure. You have your release up here. There's a little button that you can press and your tools will pop off the top of the vacuum. It needs a good wipe down. But the machine itself is in really good condition for being on the older side. I mean, it's from the 90s, and it has everything to it. I'm going to put this down. I think I got it. Oh, no, I didn't. Great, I screwed it up. I hope I didn't break it. Okay, it's on there. So, it is a, like I said, Filter Queen Majestic Triple Crown. And this machine, they made these in the mid to late 90s. And it has all the attachments to it. It has its horsehair dusting brush. It has its upholstery tool. That popped off, or I took it off. This just flips upside down, and it slides down here like that. And then you have your floor tool, and then the crevice tool is in my bedroom. But it's cracked right here, but I've heard... Oh, no, it's right here. I took it off because it's easier for me to be able to unwind the cord with that off, because you have to get the cord all the way underneath there in order to get that off. So I usually take that right off of there. It is a 2-speed, and it has its power nozzle and it has its hose. Now, I just recently ordered a new Filter Queen from eBay, and it's brand new. The person never used it. It is a Majestic 360. It is the model before the current outgoing Majestic. So it is a 2008 to 2011, 2012 model. And I'm excited to get it home because I like my Filter Queen, but I don't like having to do the pigtail wires when I want to attach the power nozzle to the main part of the vacuum. And I have to undo that all the time. It's just a pain in the butt. And for anybody who's ever been curious, these are plastic hoods. They are not metal. I used to think they were metal, and I used to think they were really ugly, but they've kind of grown on me. And when I made my initial video of this machine, the brush roll was very worn on it, so I bought a new brush roll for it. And it needed a new belt, so I put a new belt on it, and I never actually made a video where I used it. So everything's back to normal. It's all kosher now. When I vacuum this carpet in here, typically I have to raise the power nozzle just a hair off the ground, because it will shut off as a automatic reset, or it'll just sense that it's struggling. So the power switch is over here. It's very quiet. This is on high. is low. Still uses a lot. There's your outlet for the power nozzle. So I'll turn that off. I did buy a new scent disc for this, and I just recently took this to my friend's house, and they put a new pre-motor filter in it. It has the bio cone and everything in it, of course, but he put a new pre-motor filter. You take the actual plastic cone shroud off, and you have to take like this plastic gasket off that holds the piece on. But see, this is the part that annoys me the most about the Filter Queen, the older models, is you have to attach the pigtail. And that's the reason why I never settled on an older Rainbow. I wanted a new one because I wasn't dealing with the pigtail connections. And I think that's one of the reasons why people tend to stay away from machines. Filter Queen has made the Majestic 360 since after the Triple Crown. This was the last model that they used the direct connectors that you had to plug everything in. Now, mind you, on the Filter Queens, you still have to plug the main power into the outlet there, but they just advise you to not keep the machine stored like this with the hose draping. And this thing needs a new hose on it. There's a slight crack right there where it meets the the handle-y piece, but it doesn't really affect its cleaning performance at all. And you turn this to the side so it stands up, but I think it leaks a lot of air out of the fitting because it's been stood up for so many years like that. I have some crackers here on the floor. Maybe if I put this down like that, that'll be a little easier. Okay. And I will show you. The power nozzle has fingertip controls located on the handle. It's a three-way rocker switch, but I don't know why it's a three-way rocker because there's only an on and an off. The third position does nothing. And it picked everything up. No cat hair stuck in the roller on this machine. And it works very well. I think a lot of people diss on all door-to-door sold vacuums because they are so pushed and they get angry and people expect this amazing, phenomenal machine. I think they get better reviews and requests almost, or not requests, but they get better results when people buy them much cheaper and they don't buy them from somebody door to door. They kind of buy it from somebody at a yard sale or something like that. And you can see that the power nozzle, other than some scratches here and there, is in really great shape. It has a really nice sheen to it. The machine itself is in really good shape. I don't think she's ever had it serviced. This motor batting looks like it really needs replaced. I may have that done. I'm not going to get rid of this Filter Queen because I like it so much. So when I even get my new one, I'm not going to get rid of it. Now, I just recently replaced my my cone in the vacuum, so it doesn't need replaced. But I'll show you that you can see it picks up a ridiculous amount of crap out of the carpet. Ridiculous. All over. You can see it. I've only used this machine maybe 3 times, if that, just on this carpet in here and 2 other carpets in my house, the kitchen and such, and you can see that it picks up so much crap. I love this more than my rainbow. It does a phenomenal job. And that's mostly from, like, what do you want to call it? Like bare floor is, I'm assuming, where a lot of that crap is coming from. And you want to make sure your tabs are sticking out of the vacuum before you seal anything down. But they have phenomenal filtration in them, and they produce a lot of airflow. This thing has more airflow and suction than my rainbow does. And people can agree or disagree, of course. But that's just my personal opinion. I'll show it to you on bare floors. It's nice that this has the fingertip controlled switches on it, because you don't have to, or the fingertip bare floor switches. You can see it just wants to pick up everything, all the big pieces, all the little pieces. Got it? So, you can hear how much power this thing has. And I'm not really biased towards Filter Clean. I don't sell them. I don't have any family members that own them. I just happen to have this one. And for the price that I paid, and the price I paid for the new one that's coming, I am more than pleased with them. And I really, really feel like I found a lot. As long as the new power nozzle performs as well as I hope it does, then I'll be fine. It just looks significantly smaller than some of the, obviously this power nozzle. This is a big power nozzle on this Filter Clean. And I do have some citrus scent spray that I bought. Now this machine kind of smells like old lady's perfume, which is why I really think it needs the motor batting replaced in it, and I also want to buy a new MediPure filter. But I may just keep it the way that it is because it's 100% original. When I got it, like I said, I had to put a new belt and a new brush roll on it because the power nozzle ran, but the belt was stretched out, and from her using it, she like melted the belt in a spot, so it kind of like flared out where the belt hook is, and there was also a spot where I think she probably just said, screw it, I'm just going to buy a new vacuum. I've had this thing for years. I'm going to try something else that's maintenance free. I really think that's what she did. And she was a very nice lady. She drove an Infiniti SUV. And I am glad that she sold this to me, because I live in an area where you can't find Filter Cleans, new or used. People move here with them. If you have any questions or comments, please ask, and I'll do my best to get back to you.